It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice. My name is Tembela Dick. I like to be called Tara. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a photographer. I'm a researcher. I'm a director. I guess in the media, I like to own a lot of alphabets.
I'm Kokeso Makalela. I'm from Pretoria here in Mamelodi. I'm not a photographer or anything in media and all that. However, I'm a technician, electrical engineer.
My name is Wandile Kumalo. I'm a former Springbok. I'm a rugby coach. I'm a photographer. I'm an activist. And I'm specifically a transgender activist.
My name is Sibusiso Molefe from Sada, Eastern Cape. I'm an artist in many spheres of the word. I sing, I rap, I produce, I act, I do a lot of things in the arts field, but I'm also a business person, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm also a philanthropist. There's a lot of things that I like to do for the streets.
I can believe that mostly when you were growing up, you had to look at someone, because when we grow up, definitely we need a path that is going to be drawn for us so that we can become leaders.
I've always been a person who takes charge of his own life, So I've never been under in any leadership that I've not went along with, because first of all, I don't like employment. Secondly, I don't like anyone speaking over me, so I'm that sort of a rebel in my own way. So whenever I'm faced with such a situation whereby I don't agree with, I voice out immediately and try to sort that out before I move any further. And if the progress for moving forward is stifled by such attitudes and such mindsets, I immediately remove myself or let it be known why I'm doing that. So I've never been in such a position whereby I'm not able to work alongside with anyone, and I like to say work alongside because even in leadership I don't believe that someone is superior than me, and even when I lead I don't think of myself as superior to others. I always try to work along with people.
So I'm from the sports background, man. And in sports you are told a whole lot of things. You are told when to show up and what to dress and how to be yourself, man. That's what sports is all about. And one time I was told, because once upon a time I used to identify as lesbian. So once upon a time I was told that I could not be myself because we do not do those things here. So yeah, it's those microaggressions that happen in the workspace or whatever space that you're in that should not be happening, because no one should be able to tell you how you should be as a person, like outside of yourself or outside of the workspace that you are. And I've also been apparently dropped from a team because I was dating a teammate. So so these things happen, and for some weird reason, when you try address it, you always perceived as if you're the wrong person. So I don't know how that can be addressed in the future so that it doesn't happen to other people, because it shouldn't be happening. It should not even have happened to me, because whatever happens in the sports field has nothing to do with my personal life. My personal life is personal and has nothing to do with work.
On my side, I had a couple of employments and all that. However, where I've been, it's been nice. I won't lie. But my previous one, the last one that I just resigned from, it was held to a point whereby I was a supervisor there. So my senior uh, used to just throw words around, you know, whenever things doesn't go according to the plan or the way she wants it to be. She would actually use, she's a Xhosa woman. She would literally swear at us and say, "Ningamkakeli," you know, whenever she speaks, she will just throw such words, you know, "Ungangikakeli." And sometimes on my side, as I was a supervisor where I was working, some of the things they would keep away from me because I was still learning and finding my feet in it. So some other meetings, as management meetings, they would exclude me. Some of the other things they would just maybe there's certain information that I need to know for me to perform my job better. They would should just withheld it. Will just withhold the information and say, I'll tell you when you need to know. But if I'm asking, there's nothing to tell, you know. So it was quite not a nice journey. However, I've grown through those storms and all that. I've grown personally from that, you know.
I really won't lie because I started to work with good people around 2009. But if I could talk about my previous works, where I used to be like a waiter, where I used to be, somebody who works at the garden, then I will have to do water and stuff. Like if we're talking about bad treatment, when such black people given power, they really oppress you, and in a such of a way that you do want to give up, you do want to lose the job, but then what are you going to eat at the end of the day? What are you going to bring home? And such leaders, they make people uncomfortable at work, and you will think twice of even waking up in the morning. And it's really, really unfair. And I wish maybe sometimes other people should consider thinking of others. You know, it's not a train smash to be a leader, but at the very same time, a leader that people like to follow.
Each and every nation, each and every culture, each and every tradition has its own way of viewing leadership, because these are traditions, these are hierarchies, and these are psychological in the way we understand how we should perceive people, with these underlying motives that we don't get to talk about. They are the ones that shine whenever we face these struggles. You find that sometimes it's racism, sometimes it's a case of morality and a case of behavior towards a certain group of people. Because for you to blow your nose with the same hand that you will be exchanging the cash or goods with other people, it's a sign of disrespect. But you don't know what respect is if you were not taught at home what good things are to other people, because it goes back to the home environment as well. How were you taught is moral? How were you taught is good behavior in a setting of public spaces,
I don't think this has anything to do with your morals or whatever. Like, because these people that have done these weird things, or these who behave like this, are people who are called upstanding people in the society, in our society. They are viewed by everyone else as their leaders, and they 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 are viewed as leaders, and they also uphold themselves in that way. But then when it comes to certain things that they don't feel they're comfortable with, then they start behaving like chauvinistic, because it's very chauvinistic telling someone to behave a certain way according to whatever you view them as. That is you imposing yourself on that person. It has nothing to do. I don't feel Okay, it's my opinion. I don't feel it has anything to do how you were brought up. It's just a personal thing. It's like an innate sort of thing that happens to you. It's in you as a person. You need to deal with it as an individual. It has nothing to do with society.
I'm hearing you, Wandile, and I'm thinking while you're speaking that sometimes at workplace when you come as a fresh person amongst that group that is already been there, and you slay and you do your work, and some people or your leaders started to become uncomfortable or putting a little bit of doubt with their own work. That's how they do it. When you feel everybody, like when they look at your work, you're like, wow, each and every day you are improving. Each and every day you're improving. Some leaders, they get jealous, not because maybe it's how who you dating, or maybe what are you as a person. Some they just jealous because of your work.
On that note, when you say when you're fresh, from the rest of the pack who've been there for quite some time, and you happen to put 110% effort into the work, sometimes instead of those managers to recognize you, they don't. What I mean, they don't give credit where it's due. They rather shove that credit and give it to someone else who doesn't even deserve it. Yet you are the one who's been sweating and collecting those points for the team. Because while I was still a manager there, I used to, when we have pre-shift, smallanyana meetings before we start working, I would tell them to say, you know what, guys, we are a team. And I believe in a team, there's no me, there's no I. There's always we and us. So we grow, we fall, we get matured as a team. So there's no me and I in a team. There's always we and us in a team. That's how we build a strong foundation for a company or for a certain organization, by working together. So this thing of oppressing, it's quite sad, because nowadays we've been oppressed by our own. It's really sad. And sometimes when you being oppressed that way and being mistreated, and it's actually demoralizing one's self-confidence. Sometimes you end up doubting yourself. Am I still able to? Am I capable of doing certain things? Because every time when I do, they demoralize me.
I think there's supposed to be some sort of psychological evaluation before you take any part in leadership. Because leadership, in my sense, has something to do with you accepting who you are. It has something to do with accepting the burden you will be taking on. It is accepting and knowing fully that other people are the ones who will be following your lead. As a result, other people are not you. Other people have their own vision as well. So being open to criticism, being open to conflict, being open to interaction, being open to about anything that a human nature breeds upon a person is something that you should be willing to accommodate within your leadership.
I dream that South Africa could wake up. I feel like we are asleep. There are so many things that are happening in the universe, and we are asleep and we do not understand.
My dream, I would really love to grow in the field that I'm in, as a technician, as an electrical engineer.
I need to just have an academy, like a sports academy, rugby specifically.
My end, Lawe, I would just like to have freedom to experiment with every thought that I have. That's, in short, my dream.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.